Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for May 20th through the 26th, 2024. So, as we begin, I'd like to first of all welcome everyone who is returning to this weekly series and to also thank you as well, and then to also welcome anyone who might be new to our Angelic Wisdom community. So, just a few reminders before we get into the reading. Um, First, make sure that you're subscribed. Select the all notification bell, dislike, and of course, leave your comments. If during the course of this video you really feel called to have an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. That link and the other ones that I will mention will be in the description area beneath this video. So be sure to check those out. If you would like to support my channel with a donation, that would be greatly appreciated. And you can select my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom. If you haven't seen the general monthly angel reading for May at this point, hopefully most of you have, but if you haven't, or you can find that link as the very first one in the description area below, and also be aware of the readings for the angel scopes, which are the 12 zodiac readings. So there are 12 separate 12 separate videos, one for each zodiac sign. So if you haven't had a chance to look at those, I would really encourage you to do so. And make sure that you, I think they're also good to watch, as not just because it's your sign, but also the others that are not your sign as well, because there's just so much information that comes through that we can all apply in our lives. So they were writing the word listen as I was starting to speak. And so let's take a moment to just take a pause and to just breathe deeply. And really allow yourself to connect in with the earth and the heart of Lady Gaia. And it's interesting because they wrote 08 and 05. And the way that I was understanding it, I was perceiving it, is that it meant that God is the source of your abundance. And abundance is just not blessings with the things that we want, but it's also the blessings with the ideas and the opportunities and the connections, the networking, the networking with of the opportunities that might come up for you, but also the network of the universe. So when your angels are drawn to you, God is sending you that in a form of abundance that you need. And God sends love and angels. All of this is abundance. And it's always sent to you, even when you don't know that you're asking for it or that you need it. And then the 05 is that saying that, God is the source behind the changes that you're going through right now. And the changes that you're facing. And really wants to give you a sense that you don't have to be afraid at all. You don't have to be afraid of what's coming next, because your needs are being supplied, and the actions or the challenges that are sort of inspiring change, all of that is preparing you for what you deserve. And sometimes we need help being prepared for what we desire because we don't have enough faith in ourselves. And they write that's challenging, but you can call on angels, you can call on Archangel Michael to boost your confidence in yourself, to help you see the path that is assured. They write, I don't know, be gone is what they actually wrote. So, when those doubts and fears, tell them to be gone and ask your angels to take those concerns away from you, that you don't need it on your path. You don't need these projections of your fears that create excuses or reasons not to do what you know in your heart is necessary. And so you're just asking them to clear that, because you don't need these illusions to force you into anything, any decision. But you're asking that for courage to stand and be present with whatever is going on right now with you. And if you're seeing it as a challenge, I got to read this to you as it comes to my mind. This was there's a new Oracle deck that I had bought earlier this year, but wow, it's just incredible. And I just started using it. And the card was Divine Intervention. And it's just totally apropos to what we're talking about. And you can sort of see here. And I'll just give you a moment. You can pause it. And then if you want. So it says, I must step back and make way for divine intervention. The more I fight, the more I constrict myself. And the less faith I place in the universe's greater plan for me, the longer will be the lessons. And she writes these long sentences, but I want to make sure you heard that. So first it says, the more I fight, the more I constrict myself. Then it says, the less faith I place in the universe's greater plan for me, the longer will be the lesson. It says, I acknowledge that this experience may not be easy for me and may take me into places of discomfort. But when I look back and reflect upon this time, I know that what feels like a tragedy unfolding beyond my control will be a stepping stone that pivots me in a new direction. I don't know what is coming next, but I do know that I will be held, loved, and protected always by a greater power. And that's, in a nutshell, what God is trying to tell you with those two numbers written in that way. This is a wonderful oracle. It's called Daily Intentions Oracle by Jackie Morgan. Wisdom from Your Higher Self. And I have to say, it is the most useful deck I've ever owned. And there's some other ones that I feel very strongly about. But it was just incredibly healing and speaking right into the moment and it gives such profound advice. But I'll do a walkthrough on this. So, it's interesting when it says that we, basically, when we resist, we constrict ourselves. And then when we don't give our faith in the way that we should, we prolong the lessons. So that means pop quizzes. And we all hate pop quizzes. And that's what it feels like right now. Like we're getting pop quizzes all the time. You're not prepared. You didn't know you had to put up with this. You know we're gonna walk into the situation and you didn't know it was gonna happen. And it's the same thing. And I thought I was done with that. No. Because if we resist the lesson, if we resist, so that what I got from this is when something happens unexpectedly, there's no time for blaming yourself or blaming anyone else. Your reaction, your response is either going to be a resistance or support. And if you resist, that means you're telling your curriculum instructor of the Earth School that you need more practice. So therefore, that Earth School instructor will create more lessons. And then how those lessons are tested, pop quizzes. So this is saying to step back and let God, let go, let God. This is really what it means. Get out of the way. Put your faith in that higher power that you know is always, no matter how horrible in your mind it seemed that things were going to go, that higher power has always taken care of you. Nobody can really say that they haven't been taken care of, that some means or way was not made. Unfortunately, when we keep doing it over and over again and we keep reacting to challenges in the same way, instead of seeing challenges with what they really are as opportunities to grow. And the more that you see a challenge as an opportunity, the less it's about a lesson. And it's more about expansion and really welcoming what you deserve. It's up to us how we react or respond that will determine whether we are going to be on a path of opportunities that we deserve, or we're just going to be learning lessons and along with the opportunities. And that means it's like you get something and then pop quizzes happen. You're in a new experience, but the pop quizzes keep coming the same lessons. And if it's annoying to you right now, it's supposed to be, so that you can really let go. And so you can align with the flow of your life. It's time to align with the ascendant experiences of your soul. To align with, another way of saying that's aligned with the fifth dimensional experiences and qualities. But in order to do that, integrity. You have to honor your heart no matter what. Have faith in the dreams and desires and the changes that your higher wisdom brings through to you. And they go back to that, it comes to my mind again about that thought at the beginning, to listen. And so that means no matter what happens, no matter how things go down in front of you, please take a breath and just listen. Especially in front of the pop quizzes. We all recognize immediately, I've been here before. This is the same old, same old. This is the same old problem. This is the same old emotional, response. I'm about to slip into this sort of depressive state. But just listen for a moment, because that's how you break the pattern, and you break just how heavy you descend into that. Or so just take a moment, pause, and just listen to the universe for a moment and see if this is really something for you to be afraid of, or for you to show up with courage. But courage and choosing to be afraid and choosing to have courage is always our choice. Choosing to see a problem or a challenge, or choosing to see a challenge as a problem versus an opportunity, is a choice. Everything that the universe brings into our life comes to us from a neutral space. It's just what you need in order to heal and to fully realize your purpose and your divine potential. You can turn it into an opportunity, or you can turn it into a problem. You can turn it into peace, or you can turn it into war. You can turn it into something constructive or destructive. You can empower yourself with advantages, or you can sabotage yourself with regrets and disappointment. Okay, so let's take a look at the Archangel that we're working with for this week. And it's Archangel Gabriel, which we've had, I think, recently in some way, shape, or form. And Archangel Gabriel, as you see, his aura and energy is pure white. And so this gives us a sense of purity, clarity, balance, oneness. These are just some of the qualities that Archangel Gabriel carries in his aura. And so when you call upon him, you will feel him pouring these qualities into you and strengthening you, as his name means, the strength of God, with the qualities that you need of oneness, of balance, clarity, and purity. So, and notice that you see alongside him this white ascension flame, which you can call upon him to place that white ascension flame, pour it into your chakras, and to completely surround you in a pure white ball of light, protection. And this will repel any of the negativity that's being directed at you. Just be aware of that as you're calling that around you now. And however you perceive sort of the little boost in your energy, know that that's Archangel Gabriel. And it says shimmer with diamond light. So his white light has diamond light. And so the facets of the diamond are, like able to cut through any distortions as it's purifying your energy and your etheric fields. And it says express your creativity. So Archangel Gabriel also is sort of often thought of it in terms of creative expression and how whatever form that takes for you, or communication and arts. And so it's about expressing yourself with integrity here, to really affirm love in every way that you can possibly. Excuse me, sounding like I'm turning into a monster or something. But think of all the ways that you can express yourself with love in every way possible. Verbally, through your commitments, through the way that you apply yourself and approach things. This costs us nothing, and it ingratiates, right? And it improves, it enhances, it draws people towards you. They feel safe and they trust what you're sharing with them. So allow yourself to really feel deeply connected to your soul's inner light and wisdom. And know that there is no problem that this love within you does not have an answer for. You just have to be willing to be open to listen before you react to everything. And listen on so many levels. Not just to the angels, but listen to what people are really requiring in order to feel whole, to feel calm, to feel safe. If you're listening, you will say the right things that will endear or allow them to trust you and to really take the guidance or the advice that you're offering. Okay. So let's take a look at the first card for the beginning of the week. And this is the Queen of Swords. So if you notice here that the Queen of Swords is holding a sword, but it's like a unicorn horn, right? And in here again, that pure, the unicorn energy is also this from Lyra, is very pure white, high frequency, 11th dimensional. And so in the crown chakra, you can see the crown of stars, but it's also showing the crown chakra in a way, and our connection to the universe. We have so many access points throughout the universe where we can draw stellar wisdom. And so now it's really about drawing in that stellar wisdom through your intuition and really relaying truth as you are experiencing it or feeling or sensing it or knowing it. Now is the time to really not shy away from being totally clear and honest with others. And it's this sense of with these swans on either side, to really go beneath the surface. Now, this can be a little unsettling for others. It's kind of like stirring up things, but when you are, when you're drawn upon this transcendent voice in this way, you're channeling in that way, you are bringing up what is ready to be brought to the light. You're assisting people in finding the clarity that they need to cut cords, to detach from things that are holding them back. In truth, you're a liberator in that way. And with the rainbow behind it, it's sort of like you're releasing potential. And the Queen of Swords is kind of thought of as a teacher, right? And someone who nurtures the minds of others. And so, in some way, you might find yourself being called to do that, to take the time to educate on a topic or a life experience. Really share that wisdom, break it down for them. Okay? If people are lacking clarity, break it down for them. Don't be afraid to do that. Let's take a look at the card for the middle week. So we have all these court cards, which gives us a sense of either people or traits that we need to embody in the week. Now, the Knight of Pentacles would just suggest, someone who, really is in their work, they are methodical and they are taking, putting that, willing to put in, the extra time and effort but most importantly, patience to see something through. So dedication. They're not in a rush, not in a hurry. They want to get it done right. So the thing is, let's just say if this is like, you're working with other people or you're working on a project, you don't want to be focused on this week about, speed. But what you want to be focused on are the details and making sure that everything is in place in the way it should be, or that things are lining up in the way that it should be, because this could be a pivotal opportunity for you. Like, this is the place where if you miss, again, with the Queen of Swords, details, think of her with the white glove, right? And she's going to inspect everything to make sure it's honest and and that, the work is of the highest integrity. She's not going to break her word because she know that her word and her work ethics set an example and allows people to trust the work that she does. Whatever work she's going to do, they know it's going to be done right, and it's going to be, every T and every, I dotted and crossed, right? So I feel like at this point, there's something you need to really look at, to be clear about, to make sure it's done well. Okay, sorry about that interruption. All right, so let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. And so we have the Three of Wands, and it's all this burst of energy, right? And the three is about expansion, right? And usually the wands is about sort of you're looking ahead. Um, you're there's a picture or something that you're trying to pull into your imagination or your mind, um, and it requires a lot of faith. So you're trying to really what you've set out to do, the purpose or intention. You're 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 really trying to. God, I just saw the word that they wrote in my mind, and I can't remember what it was, and I think I just said it a few seconds ago. But anyway, um, yeah, and so it's like you're really trying to develop this this idea or this goal, and so this will be you will get clearer about that purpose, what that purpose is, and what that goal is going to be by this how you take care in these initial stages or whatever is coming up for you in this week. No matter how important it seems or urgent it seems, you must really um, be grounded and focus on quality over quantity is just one way of just simply saying that. But this your effort is definitely going to lead to sort of things sort of taken off in a way, um, where you're going to really feel like now you can see what might culminate for you, or you're having a clearer view of what kind of um, what kind of expectations, opportunities you can expect, and it gives you sort of something to work towards. You'll feel like you got something that you launched something, and in a way, right, you got an effective your start is you can have a sense that your start is going to be effective, and now you can really start to have more faith in your desires, your dreams, and your goals. You're feeling sort of um, pumped up about it, enthusiastic about it, or motivated, and inspired by it. And this allows you to kind of now start creating sort of a clearer picture for yourself. So it was so interesting in this deck that I just mentioned. The card that's right on top right now is called Inspired Action. And one of the things that it suggested was to see your future self doing and the things that with the life that you want, these are the type of things that you would do. And it's the simple things. You start with like um, if you're living your ideal life, think about your health, like in health and self-care, like that you're going to bed at this time, you're waking up at this time, you're starting off your day like this, that, and I'm working with this and I'm just doing it like day at a time. Each day I think about another component, just a small component of my life. Because the thing is the exercise was to then start doing those things now. So like changing your lifestyle, you can do that now. Or if let's say you're a writer and you would be every day, what would you be doing? You would have a set time where you write, and so if you say I want to be a writer but you don't have a set time, or I'm just using this as an example, but again, let's say you didn't know what you were going to write about and you didn't have a clear purpose, but in the future you have a clear purpose, and you and you know why you're writing. You know what you want to achieve with that purpose. So now bring that element of purpose, sense of purpose, and what you want to achieve, and start working on that every day now. So this isn't one way. And so, it could be for just some of us that, we just randomly, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, or I want to see, I just want this, but I just want to make a lot of money. But you're not really thinking about what that will look like if were making the kind of income you wanted from the job that you really loved. Now, you could be making a lot of money and don't love your job, and it's just a struggle, it's misery. But if you thought about that, your future self, in the ideal situation, what would that look like? And what are the tiny little changes that you can start to implement in your present? So that it's like closing the gap between the future and the present as you start to take action on the small things to start until you can really build yourself into that entire life in the present. This is the best future example of future that you can really conceive as you think about the future. The future is in our minds of manifestation is something that is really in at a great distance in time. And so we look at the future like it's set, but there are many futures that are possible, that you're already living out there. But in the present, you get to choose as close to proximity as your faith and your diligence and your integrity and clarity of heart will allow you. It's fully allowed, but it's based on the conditions that you set up for yourself. It's unconditional what you can have, but our human experience makes us so conditional because we get all fussy in our ego, fighting with ourselves, doubting ourselves, etc., 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 etc. Being just put off by every little thing that goes wrong. All right, so let's take a look at the card I pulled from the bottom of the deck. And it's the Four of Swords. So that's really interesting as a message. But it goes back to that listen word, doesn't it? You need time, and it's interesting with the Queen of Swords, in order to get the kind of clarity that she has, in order for her to really know who she is and to know what she stands for and how to show up in the world in such a pristine way. She has to really practice, being honest and making sure that whatever she does is, first of all, something she can do, something she can really back up, something that she can actually fulfill easily. Until you learn to do it in the simplest way possible, you won't be able to do the more bigger, complicated things. You won't have the same kind of self-assurance. And you won't sort of, people won't trust you until you really trust yourself. And that's something that you have to establish, you have to implement. So really, the key here is to listen before you react, because once you react, and how you react, if it's resistance, as it says, you cause more constriction, and then you create more lessons based on that. And if you really wanted to move forward, but you keep letting your ego goat you into a reaction, a negative reaction, about everything, like as in hearing yourself complaining or complaining about others or being a doubting Thomas or, being really pessimistic and negative about, you know, yourself, so that negative self-talk, then your future is going to feel like it's further and further and further in the distance, and you won't really be able to believe in those things. That's when it feels like you're saying something positive and it sounds like a lie. That's why you can't just make positive work or positive visualizations, and I'm not saying you can't make it work. I'm saying it feels like that to you. Like inside of you, you're saying, I am I am love, I am God. And you're like, what the hell? Like, I can't even get myself up I can't get it up to even believe that, right? And so that sort of feeling. And so we have to take the time to start to practice simple for ourselves. And then as our faith grows and our uh, carefully cultivated practice and awareness, then we can really start to bring those futures to be the present. Because when you get to the future, it will be present time. And so present time is what we really have to focus on and use the future as sort of like a vision board. The future is like a vision board, and everything is possible because, as it says, with God, all things are possible. But as Archangel Gabriel has us to understand that we have to do things, and we have to be balanced. We have to, um, align with a courage. We have to have a mind, a oneness mindset where our minds are at see things through the lens of peace, that everything is happening for a reason, and it's challenging us to grow in more opportunities, not more problems. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful week. God bless you.